can go wherever you want, see whatever you want to, but a place is only as good as the people you know in it. I think this is a pretty good place. Welcome back, legends.
So I've heard that you want some more, you're ready and willing to settle the score. 90 plus episodes, yet so much in store. That amazing iceberg, we ain't hit the core, Ever wonder what made Devil Man cry, or why this guy can spy with his devilish eye? No need to question or prod and pry. Just watch me on YouTube till your neurons fry. Check it. Season 1 got that out of the way. Season 2 kid stuff, you know we don't play. Season 3 that's garbage, better throw it away. Season 4 in the door and it's here to stay. We got hours of info that you can't ignore, like a hit from Truckun or a Snorlax snore. Anime's the currency, and if you're feeling poor, just tune into Anime Legends Season. Hello everybody, my name is AfroX, the anime guide, and welcome to the 11th episode of the 4th season of Anime Legends. Welcome everybody. So I've put a couple things in the chat for you to check out once people get in here, we are going to be getting started here in a few minutes, probably about 3 minutes. Just starting to see if people are going to show up, come on in, stuff like that. As for a beginning thing while we're waiting, we're going to do our segment that we always do, which is what anime / manga have you watched / read this week? As for me, the anime and manga that I watched and read this week, obviously I read One Piece, because I did the review last Friday. Oh my, I'm so sorry. Did the review last Friday, and of course, I'm still trying to get through the Swordsmith Village arc of Demon Slayer. Watching about 2 episodes every Friday to get through that. Other than that, I haven't watched or read any anime or any manga, but yeah, that is pretty much it for me. So let me know how you guys are doing in your avidness in the chat, and yeah, I would like to hear from you. Just to let everyone know, we're doing a new segment. So in the chat, please post characters and lines for me to say. We're going to start doing an impressions section at the end of every episode of Anime Legends. So that will be fun to check out. And of course, as always, check out the Patreon at www.patreon.com/AfroX. Head over there and you can donate for literally as little as $5 a month. So yeah, as much as you probably pay in microtransactions for your games, every week, you can do that once a month and support the AfroX channel, and that would be great. We have Trix the Anime Hater in the house. He says, yo, what's up, Trix? Good to see you there. Please make sure to post characters and lines for the impression section at the end, Trix. Thank you so much. We're coming up on 5 minutes here, so I think it's high time that we get started. Welcome everybody to my Post-Wano Strawhat tier list. If you saw my last one, thank you. If you're new here, welcome. Sit down, take off your coat, stay a while, subscribe, relax, and get ready for some goddamn entertainment. A disclaimer, this tier list is just my opinion and should be taken as such, but do feel free to leave comments. Let us begin. All right, so here we have the setup for the tier list. I'm doing this on tiermaker.com. Really, really good resource if anybody out there is making tier lists. You can kind of edit it to your liking and change up stuff. So starting off, I'll say that no Straw Hat will be in F tier, partially because there is no F tier here, and partially because none of them are completely useless. But starting off in D tier, we are putting Usopp. He stays as he is. He didn't really get any development at all in Wano, and honestly, he was kind of just there. And in Egghead Island, he hasn't really done anything big that has really set him apart. So I'm gonna leave him in D tier, where I put him the first time. Moving up to C tier, we have Nami. She as well didn't get very much development in Wano. She mastered Zeus, which was very powerful. But she is more or less the same as she was in my last tier video. Yeah, having Zeus is a very powerful tool, but it's only a powerful tool if you use it and know how to use it. And what has become interesting is that Zeus has pretty much fused his soul with the Climateact, and so Zeus has become the Climateact, and so Nami kind of has her own personal homie. A lot of people use Zeus being alive to fuel the Big Mom is still alive theory. I don't think it's true. I think that Oda put enough context in there to kind of give us the point that Big Mom, disowned Zeus, pushed him away, and he started off as part of Big Mom's soul, but he eventually gained his own sense of self-agency and kind of like an AI that gains consciousness, which is kind of scary. But yeah, I do believe Zeus is now his own entity. Moving up to B tier, we have Chopper. And I'm putting Chopper there. Got a strong lead in the Onigashima fight, but fell into the background and has stayed there most of Egghead Island. I mean, Chopper doesn't really show up in the story until somebody is seriously injured, and we're quickly running out of characters that are becoming easily injured. Now, most of the time, Chopper shows up whenever somebody except the Straw Hats gets hurt. So there is that. Next up in B tier, I am putting Frankie. And I'm putting Frankie here, just above Chopper this time, specifically because of a moment in chapter 1095. St. J. Garcia Saturn in his Ushi Oni form tries to kill Luffy, who has just run out of his Gear 5th time limit, and Frankie punches Luffy out of the way, outspeeding Saturn. And for that feat alone, he is top of B tier. I thought that was pretty cool and quite a display of speed for Frankie. Going into A tier, we have Brook. Brook is kind of just there now and not really getting much focus. He's become a background character, and that being said, he's still top tier just for his swordsmanship skills alone. So Brook is very impressive, but falls down to the bottom of A tier. Next up in A tier, we have Jinbei. So Jinbei's kind of fallen off as well. Higher bounty than Sanji, but nowhere near as much screen time. And he kind of just became another strongman and the dad of the group. He's the most introverted one for sure. He was super happy to be alone at the banquet hall back on Wano. Jinbei is kind of a weird dynamic in the Straw Hat Pirates right now. Just because he doesn't fit in with the wackiness. He's very serious, very introverted, and he doesn't like jump on all of the humor and weirdness going on because he doesn't seem to get it, and that creates a very big disconnect between him and the rest of the Straw Hats. Also, the fact that they haven't had a proper um joining ceremony for Jinbei yet, and that's a lot of people mention that as being kind of weird. All right, moving up to S tier. To be honest, I'm kind of on the fence whether to put Robin in A tier or S tier. Um, but I'm putting her in S tier specifically because of Grand Jacuzzi Clutch. That move was brutal, sexy, and poignant all at the same time. I thought it was just really cool because Black Maria had threatened to tear off Robin's arms earlier, and Robin in Grand Jacuzzi Clutch not only defeated her, but I believe tore off her arms. And I just think it's really cool, the dynamic between that is shared between Chopper, Robin, and Sanji. All of them, just the idea of I am willing to become a monster. I'm willing to become something inhuman um, in order to win the day and help Luffy get to his dream. I think that's really cool. Yeah, and I just like Robin's whole thing of turning into a demon because that is what she's been called so many times before. Um, all right, so yes. Next up in S tier we have Sanji, and oh my word, the glow up on this boy's abilities. Ifrit Jam and what I'm calling Germa Monster Mode was absolutely amazing. Sanji putting in work on Egghead. When Lucci flipped, he immediately bubbled Kaku. Fought S Shark. He's been phenomenal. Sanji is really trying to really push forward and take a bit of the limelight. In fact, I think Sanji's gotten more cool moments in Egghead than even Zoro has. But yeah, Sanji doing work, and that's good. I also believe at some point Sanji I think he jumped really fast or something like that. There was some speed feat he did that I thought was really cool. Next up in S tier we have Zoro. And honestly, what can I say? What can I say? King of Hell himself. The fight with King was stellar. He developed Conqueror's Haki on a time limit, but that's still cool. And it's implied that he defeated death itself in a one-on-one fight. That was kind of expanded more on in the anime. But side by side with Luffy against the Seraphim, and I can't wait to see him completely decimate Lucci, who he did not hesitate against. He's truly a living legend, but not quite our top spot. So yeah, Zoro's doing really, really good. Unfortunately, they did have to create a bigger gap here. And if you'll hold on a moment, we are going to get into our God tier level. All right. In God tier, Well, first I'm gonna do something here. First, we're gonna put um our good old rubber boy, our good old soldier boy Luffy, regular Luffy at the top of S tier. Um, Actually, no. We're gonna keep Zoro at the top of S tier. Luffy goes in second place in S tier because in God tier, what we're gonna put is our boy Sun God Nika. Yeah. So Gear 5th Luffy. I do want to make it very clear here that specifically talking about Luffy that was shown in chapter 1045 next level. This is simply because regular Luffy I still feel falls short under Zoro, but Gear 5 Luffy, who I like to call him Sun God Nika and think of him as a completely separate entity, is the full embodiment of freedom and fun and literally being as wild and doing anything you can imagine while in combat, and that makes him absolutely amazing. This unfortunately doesn't last long, as Luffy has a time limit. But yeah, so um, regular old Luffy under Zoro for sure under Zoro. Um, just because of all of Zoro's leadership qualities. Gear 5th Luffy, like nobody on this list can hold a candle to Gear 5th Luffy right here. Sun God Nika. I think he's awesome. I think he's absolutely great. So that right there is the tier list. Running through it again: Usopp at D tier, Nami at C tier, Chopper and Frankie at B tier, Brook and Jinbei at A tier, Robin, Sanji, regular Luffy, and Zoro at S tier, and Sun God Nika at God tier. That is the list. Now, just as a little extra thing, my pick for the next Straw Hat, and this is going to be kind of controversial, but Kuma. I think that if Kuma could get his memories back and somehow save the day, Kuma for Nakama is 100% my vote. Now, it's highly unlikely, considering the things that are going on in the manga right now. We're getting Kuma's flashback, which usually, if you're getting a character's flashback, it means they're about to die. And Kuma is very, very torn apart at this point. But I do think there's possibility if Kuma comes back and gets reunited with his memories, and if he if maybe Bonnie is able to like reverse his age or turn him into an alternate future version of himself where he didn't become a cyborg, or if Kuma is somehow able to be fixed, then I 100% vote that Bartholomew Kuma needs to be the next Straw Hat. He deserves it more than anybody else. He protected the 1,000 straight years at Sabati Archipelago, took a ton of damage doing that from all the pirate crews trying to destroy the ship. He taught Zoro an invaluable lesson that he had learned many times, and he pretty much protected the crew from the New World and honestly from Kizaru. And it seemed weird at the time, but he really set the tone, and he really protected them from things that they would not have been ready for yet, for sure. So I say Kuma, that would be great. Hashtag Nakuma for Kuma for Nakama. Nakuma, pass it on. There's your Post-Wano Straw Hat tier list. And now we are going to move on to the impressions part. So let's see. Well, actually, we're gonna check the chat really quick. So Brooke and Jimbei quite high. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Cryo Prime says station all. Station back to you, Cryo Prime. Hope things are going very, very well with you. And Trick says Nico should be lower. I feel like Oda just gave her something to make her relevant, honestly. Yeah, without Grand Jacuzzi Clutch, Robin would definitely be in B tier, A tier, along with Brooke and Jimbei. But I mean, she just managed to squeak in, because when I did the last tier list, it was the week before Sanji got Ifrit Jam, and so she did Grand Jacuzzi Clutch after Ifrit Jam, and so she is just managing to squeak into S tier. Honestly, and Sanji as well, even though Sanji's gotten a lot more screen time in Egghead. But yeah, tell me. I mean, I'm interested to know what people think. If people should think Kuma, if possible, should be on the crew. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right. Time for impressions. And the only one we've gotten right here is Luffy's Gomu Gomu Lightning. All right. I gotta put on the hat for this. Gomu Gomu no! Kaminari! I hope that was good. I did the Japanese version. But yeah, there you go. I also thought it was very cool when Luffy threw lightning. That was sweet. But yeah, that is. I know this is a short stream today. Oh, Trix says that was a great Luffy. Thank you. But yeah, I know this was a short stream today. Just because doing a tier list can be pretty quick. But yeah, let me know in the comments on the videos what you would want to see next. Maybe I should do an impression video. This tier list was actually going to be an edited video before I changed to the idea of doing Super Anime Bros. Yeah, just some things coming up to keep in mind. So I did take a break this week from doing an edited video. So that means on Friday I will be getting back on the horse, back to work. Next Tuesday there will be a new edited video. Probably just because I got a good response from Super Anime Bros, probably gonna continue that and see if it keeps rolling. Just because I've been told that if you do something that works, that you should keep doing it. But I'm super excited. There's some great things coming up. We are only 4 subscribers away from hitting 400 subscribers. I'm super pumped about that. And also, we are only 4 days away. On Saturday will be the 9th anniversary of the Afro X channel. So that will officially be 9 years on YouTube. Super excited. Probably will be doing at least a short live stream that day. So be prepared for that. But yeah, I am super glad for things that are coming up. I'm gonna take this away. But yeah, super glad for things coming up. And we're just gonna keep rolling. I will say there is no on Friday there will be no review of the chapter because there will be no chapter. Oda is on break this week. And honestly, like I like getting new chapters, but Oda, like I just want to say take as long of a break as you need. Just because the last chapter was short and the manuscript wasn't finished. And I know Oda wants to put out as good of work as possible, but sometimes that's hard to do when you're constantly on a deadline, constantly on a schedule, and one man can only be so run down and stuff. I do appreciate the story, though. The story is great. Anyways, that's all for today. Keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro. And always remember to stay legendary. See you later, YouTube. Bye-bye.